Titusville, Florida is hanging with the big dogs, with one of its zip codes hanging out in the top 5 for the Space Coast. And in this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the 32780 and see why it's so popular. Titusville is one of the oldest cities here in Brevard County. It is just behind Rockledge, Florida, which takes that title of the oldest city on the Space Coast. Both of them were incorporated in 1887. Titusville started out as a trading and shipping destination here along the Indian River. When the East Coast Railroad came through Brevard County in 1892, Titusville became a major shipping point for agriculture, particularly famous for the Indian River citrus and pineapples, shipping all of this to our northern states here in the country. Fast forward to the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and Titusville, along with most of Brevard County, kind of exploded with the space race and everything that was happening at the Kennedy Space Center. Titusville's success, growth, and some of their downturns have been tied directly with what's happening with the space industry, and probably why they are referred to at times as the gateway to space. With the success we've been seeing lately with SpaceX and the growth from other companies such as Blue Origin, Relativity, NASA, Boeing, and other space startups coming into our area, North Brevard and Titusville in particular are going to continue to see growth over the next decade or more. You will see space-themed parks and history throughout downtown Titusville and along the river. Space View Park, Gemini Monument, the Mercury Monument, the American Space Museum and Walk of Fame, and of course stunning views of the Vehicle Assembly Building across the Indian River. Driving through downtown Titusville, you'll see it has this great small town feel for a city that's almost 50,000 in population. The buildings are from the turn of the century in the early 1900s. There are murals painted throughout the downtown Titusville area. The Titusville Playhouse has been a staple of downtown Titusville and has been putting on productions for 60 years. The city of Titusville, the size of Titusville, is over 25 square miles with a population of 49,680 from 2023. And as you drive through the city of Titusville, you'll see there's still a lot of undeveloped land in Titusville, showing Titusville certainly has the space to grow. Titusville has 3 exits along I-95 on the west side of town. There's the 407, Highway 50 or Cheney Highway, and the Garden Street exit. I would say exit 215, which is Cheney Highway or Highway 50, is the most developed of the 3 exits that Titusville has on 95. You've got all the big box stores there. There's Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. There's an Aldi's there. There's a Starbucks there, and also a variety of restaurants in the Highway 50 I-95 area. The Garden Street exit, which is exit 220, is more of a residential feel. There is a Publix about a half mile to the east of that exit, and exit 212 is the 407, and this is pretty much all raw land. Future development should be happening in this area. Some of the other commercial hubs that are in the city of Titusville, a lot of them are on the east side of town on US 1 near the river, and the major roadways that connect you throughout the town, Cheney Highway, Harrison, Knox-McCrae, Garden Street. These are other sections that have commercial areas, especially along the major intersections. And shopping and retail in Titusville has gotten a big upgrade starting 10 years ago. That's when the Titus Landing Outdoor Mall was put in place. And recently they've leveled Searstown, and this is under redevelopment too, and it should give a nice look and feel for this section of Titusville. And both of these locations are on US 1 on the east side of town. Now, property taxes in Titusville, whether it's your primary or possible second home, the millage rate for 2024 is in line with other major cities that we have here in Brevard County. Current millage rate is 17.5341 for 2024 taxes, and here towards the end of the summer of 2025, they'll be releasing the trim notice and give us an idea of what to expect for our taxes here in 2025. And of course, if the move's bringing you to Titusville for year-round residents, make certain to file for your homestead exemption to help lower what your tax commitment will be. Going to the Brevard County Property Appraiser site, you can learn more about what the specific millage rate is for either Titusville or somewhere else, and also to file for your homestead exemption there. If you have kiddos, I'm sure that schools that are in the area will be important to you. Here are the elementary schools. You have Apollo Elementary, Coquina Elementary, Imperial, Oak Park, and South Lake Elementary Schools. These are all K through 6th grade. There are 2 middle schools for the city of Titusville. You have either Andrew Jackson Middle School or James Madison Middle School, and these are both grades 7 and 8. And the two high schools are either Titusville High or Astronaut High, which are grade 9 through 12. And I always recommend you do your research online. There are some fantastic resources out there so you can see how these schools rate and if you're comfortable with your kids going to school there. Who all's moving to the city of Titusville? Obviously, folks that are working at the Space Center since it's right across the river. There's a lot of medical, health, and well-being employees in Titusville centered around the parish hospital and other medical facilities in the area. You have the tradesmen or tradespeople, which would be the roofers, electricians, plumbers, and the various types of trades similar to those. There's people that are working in East Orlando that are moving closer to the coast and they love the Titusville location. They're trading their 40 to 50 minute commute in the city traffic of East Orlando to the 40 to 50 minute commute along 528 and Highway 50, putting them closer to the beaches and the waterways that Brevard County has to offer for their time off and weekends. So if you're curious about what the housing options are in the Titusville area, just to let you know, there are two zip codes for the city of Titusville. There's 32796, which is the northern part of Titusville, and 32780, which is the central and southern part. Since the 32780 is the better selling zip code, that's the information and numbers that we're going over from this point forward. So currently there's 270 properties that are available for sale, and there's been 566 sales in the last 12 months. And this time frame from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. All the data was pulled from the Space Coast MLS, and here's a breakdown of the numbers. Single family homes, 400 sales, condos, 90 sales, 58 townhomes, 11 manufactured homes, and 7 that were in RV park communities. Starting with the condos, the 90 sales that happened in the last 12 months, price ranges were from $67,000 to $650,000. The average sales price was $202,000. The median sales price was $165,000. These sales were over 35 different condo complexes, and currently today on the market, there are 63 condos that are available, and they're priced anywhere from $95,000 to $1.1 million. And even though the condos are sprinkled throughout the city of Titusville, you're going to see that there's a cluster, a higher amount that are along the US 1 area and on the river. And if you'd like more information about the condos that are available for sale, just drop a comment below. I'll be happy to get it to you. Since more of the sales happening are single family homes, I have a little more detailed of a breakdown of what's happening in this particular market. Remember, Titusville is one of the oldest cities here in Brevard County, so naturally we have a lot of older homes that sell in Titusville. Looking at the sales for the last 12 months, they range from as old as being built in 1920 through new construction that's happening today. Average year built from these sales was 1985, and the median year built was 1987. But a bulk of the home sales, they were built somewhere in the 1960s. The size of these homes, they range on the small end from 500 square feet to over 4,900 square feet. The average size home was 1,797 square feet, and the median size home was 1,707 square feet. Lot sizes range from the zero lot line 0.08 acres to over 3 acres in size. Average lot size was 0.29 acres with the median lot size of 0.20 acres. As for the zero lot lines, the 0.14 acres or smaller, they were 35 of the 400 home sales. And the homes on the larger lots, 0.7 acres or larger, accounted for 28 of the 400 home sales. So you can see most of the homes were between the 0.15 and under 3/4 of an acre. What are your thoughts about living in an HOA? Most of the home sales in the 32780 are not in a homeowners association. 241 of the sales were not in an HOA, meaning 159 were in a homeowners association. And the homes that are in HOAs aren't necessarily brand new construction. They range from homes that were built in the 1960s through the new stuff that's being built today. And a newer home in Titusville doesn't mean you're going to be living in a homeowners association either. There are some homes that would be newer that have been built on scattered lots. So what's a house going to cost you in the Titusville 32780? Home sales the last 12 months range from $85,000 on the low end to just over $1.3 million. Average sales price was $451, with the median sales price of $335,000. And to give you the idea of the value or price points of Titusville, 296 of the 400 homes that sold were all under $400,000. So looking at what's available today and the price points, There's 274 properties available in the 32780. 169 of these are single-family homes, and they're priced between $85,000 and $1.79 million bucks. Just like the sales over the last 12 months, most of these are listed for sale under $400,000. As you can see, the city of Titusville has a lot to offer and could be a great place for you to call home. If you have questions about anything mentioned in this video or an upcoming move, I'm here to help. This QR code, it'll take you to my calendar. Grab a time that works for you for your discovery call, and I'll also have my contact information below. I have other videos on Titusville. I'm queuing up 2 more right here for you to watch next. My name is Eric Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you on the next show.